Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Commissioner's Office. Once again, my name is Austin Elliott, and I am your Commissioner. Here today to discuss the Week 2 matchups that we saw in NFL and in fantasy. We finally saw the Lions get their first win, even though they still are undefeated. The Chargers came into Detroit, and Darius Slay ended up sealing the game for them. So finally get on the board there. And, we're seeing teams collapse like the Miami Dolphins. I mean, that team is absolutely trash. I think they've been outscored 112-10 or something like that. If anybody has any fantasy players on those teams, I'd imagine just throwing them right in the dumpster. That's going to do absolutely no good for you. So let's get into the matchups. I'll give the updated power rankings, and I'll talk about the Week 3 matchups that I'm most looking forward to. So in the first game, this was probably the most anticipated game of the week. We had the Y-Town Killer Bees playing Patricia's Militia, and the Militia just did not have what it took once again. They were outscored 128-116. The Militia had Baker Mayfield and the Browns defense playing Monday night. You thought they might be able to get it done, and they had it very close up until the OBJ touchdown. It was quite unfortunate that he was sitting over there on the other team's roster. So unfortunately, they got the loss, but it's still a very strong team. I'd watch out for them. They're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. In the second matchup, we had a father-son battle. It was 50 Shades of Slay versus Outer Space We Don't Kneel, and this time the old man took it. Anton didn't have what it took once again. He lost just by a couple points, and once again he had Aaron Jones on his bench with 25 points. Back-to-back weeks that one simple move could have won him the game, and this is what separates the good owners from the bad owners. Obviously, he's not doing his homework, or he just has bad intel, but he needs to make better decisions if he wants to do anything in this league. The third game, we had the Mud Dogs versus Pete Carroll, and this game was going Mud Dogs' way pretty much the whole time. They have a solid team behind Dak Prescott. As long as he stays hot, this team is going to be very good. Pete Carroll, little bit disappointed with this team. I thought that they were going to be a lot better than what they've shown so far, sitting at 0-2. Obviously, the Njoku injury early on Monday night didn't help him, but I still think he has a strong roster and he's going to be fine. Just needs to settle in and get that first win. The other matchup we had was Inglorious Staffords versus Southern Justice, and I was very much looking forward to this. I say that because during draft day, we're sitting here in the draft room, and the owner of Inglorious Staffords, Tyler Payne, he's sitting here, and he is laughing at all of Southern Justice picks. He's saying that that's a cupcake win, nobody's ever going to lose to them, and guess what happens? He gets routed by them. There was no move he could have made to win that game, and I think he pretty much was shut up from the beginning. Southern Justice still going with the 19 quarterbacks and the 5 tight ends, the 2 wide receiver look, and they are out here winning games. I don't understand how. It's going to be tough now that Deshaun Jackson is injured, but I think if they make the right waiver moves and are able to create some trades, then they're going to be sitting fine. I'm really excited about the Southern Justice team. Myself, I didn't really have high hopes for them or high expectations, but they seem to be doing pretty well. 152 points this past week is nothing to be shy of. I mean, that's a bold number. I think that was the highest scoring this past week. And Tyler, I think that you owe that team an apology because once again, you thought that they were going to be absolutely trash, and you got smoked by them. In the final matchup, we had Team USA versus Hotel Motel Galladay Inn, and once again, we saw Team USA crumble. Obviously, sitting with Drew Brees with a broken finger or whatever he has going on there, and Alvin Kamara, there was really no output. Those two combined totaled 6.5 points. The first video I made, I talked about they're going to live and die by the Saints and the Vikings. And that's exactly how they die, by picking all the players from the same team. I mean, a quarterback and a running back combined for 6.5 points. That's not going to win you any games in this league. They got routed by about 40 points. And Kenny Galladay obviously going off for the Hotel Motel team. That team's looking pretty solid. I think that they're going to make a name for themselves from being the worst team last year to being up there this year. So going into Week 3, I have a few matchups that I'm really looking forward to. First off, we have the championship rematch from last year. We have Stephen Poet from the Mud Dogs facing off against Team USA that's owned by Joe Riley. Once again, Joe lost by 0.4 points last year, so it's going to be exciting to see who can take that. My prediction is going to be for the Mud Dogs because right now they're projected to win 125-0. So I don't know exactly how Joe's going to be able to score points if he doesn't put players in. The other matchup I'm looking forward to is Inglourious Staffords versus Patricia Militia. This week, somebody is getting their first win of the season. Currently, the Militia are about an 11-point underdog, and I don't think that they're afraid of that. And they're gonna. I think they'll come out on top. I think they'll win by about 25 points because the Inglourious Staffords, they just don't have what it takes to do anything in this league this year. The final game I'm looking forward to is Southern Justice. We Don't Kneel. Ask me week 1 who's going to win this game. I tell you, We Don't Kneel is going to win by about 250 points. But right now, Southern Justice is actually favored by about a point. This is very exciting for Southern Justice to finally be up there and making a name for themselves after they were kind of a little bit of a laughing stock after the draft. But they're pulling it together, so I'm very excited to see what happens in that game. So moving on, I'm going to give you the power rankings. Coming in at number 10, the worst team in the league is Inglourious Staffords. They haven't done anything. They haven't made any of these games close, and they're not making the right decisions. And I don't think that this week is going to be any better for them. Sitting number 9, we have Anton Skupin with 50 Shades of Slay. Once again, he's not making the right choices. His team's not winning games, and I think he has the potential to be able to do something, but he's just sitting there like a lackluster owner, and nothing good. Nothing good is coming from that team right now. Coming number 8, I was very disappointed to have to put them number 8 because originally I had them number 2 after the draft, but I have the shirtless Pete Carrolls. Once again, another team that has a lot of potential, but they just haven't shown anything so far, so that's why they're so down on the list. Number 7, we have Patricia Militia. Obviously, we think that this is a top 3 team because of the talent that they have and the smarts from their owners. We think that this team is going to go far, but right now they're going to sit in that number 7 slot until they get their first win. Number 6, we have Team USA, a mediocre team, 1-1, but obviously they're putting all their eggs with Drew Brees and his broken finger. So now they're going to have to switch to Minnesota. They've got Kirk Cousins, Stephon Diggs, Dalvin Cook. So once that Minnesota team gets shut out, they're going to get shut out too. And I don't think this week's going to be any better for them. Number 5, we have the Y-Town Killer Bees. Once again, mediocre team. They beat a really good team in the Militia last week, and we'll see exactly what they can do this week and see if they can get a winning record. Number 4, very surprised that this team is number 4 after week 2, but we have Southern Justice. They have proven that they have what it takes to hang with the big dogs in this league, and once again, a few more roster moves, and this team might just be a deep threat. Number 3, we have the Mud Dogs, really respectable team. They put up a lot of points. I see this team once again going far. Number 2, we have We Don't Kneel. This is a team that everybody should be afraid of. It doesn't matter when you play them. They're always going to play the right players. They're going to produce points, and you have to be on your best game whenever you play this team. Number 1, once again, for 2 weeks in a row, I'd like to congratulate the Hotel Motel Galladay Inn. Jake Philbin, congratulations for earning yourself the number 1 spot once again. Keep your team going in the right direction. You'll stay there all year. I think this is a team that really surprises everybody, kind of with that Southern Justice draft with, we didn't really think that they had what it took, but they're coming out here and they're winning games when they need to. So I look forward to week 3. It starts tonight. We have Tennessee and Jacksonville. If anybody is going to watch that, good luck. It's going to be a snooze fest. But, we're excited for week 3. And once again, go Lions.